In this video, I will be silently installing Dropbox, and I will also use psexec to execute the installation as a system account. And for more details about that, you can watch this video right here. But the long story short is because I want to make sure that the installation is successful no matter what user I use to deploy it. And I will leave the URL for this page in the description down below. So now I will start by downloading Dropbox, and I will use the link that I have here. That brings us to the support page for the Dropbox Enterprise installer. The download button is hard to see here, so I will highlight it now. I will click here and it should start the download. Also, we can see that we have two options to install Dropbox. One is /s, and that's basically the standard silent installation command. But in this case, after installing it, it will launch Dropbox. So instead we'll be using no launch, and this is also silent installer, but in this case, after the installation is finished, it will not launch Dropbox for us. And we don't want to launch Dropbox under the system account. So now I will go to my downloads folder. Here we have our executable ready. And because I will be using a virtual machine to install Dropbox, I will copy this file right here, go to my VMware workstation, and I will paste it into this folder where I also have psexec executable. So the next step for us is to launch a command line. I will click on start, type in cmd, then I will click run as administrator, click yes. The next step for us is to change the location in our command line to the location where we have our files. So I will click here, copy the link, go back to my command line, I will type cd, paste in the directory, click enter. If I now type dir and click enter, I can see my files here. So the next step is to launch another command line, but this time under the system account. And for that I will type ps and then exec.exe, then -i for interactive and -s for system, and then cmd. And we have a new window, and if I type who am I, it is saying that I am anti-authority system. So basically that means that everything that I am doing in this command line, I am doing it as a system account. So now we need to change our directory in our command line once more to the directory where we have our files. For that I will type cd, paste in the directory. If I do dir, we can see our files again. And the last step is to start the installation, and for that I will go to my GitHub page and I will just copy this command right here. And as you can see, I'm using cmd/c, but this is not necessary. I like to use it to see when the installation is over. And then let's go back to VMware workstation, paste in the command, and I will click enter. And now let's wait for it to finish installing. And it seems that the installation is successful, so for that I will click on start. We can see it at recently added. I will click on it, and it seems to run just fine. And that's it for this video. In the future videos I will show you how to deploy Dropbox using group policy and other deployment tools. So like and subscribe if you want to see that, and see you in the next one.